Hi, my name is Wei Li. Today, I'd like to talk about the analysis for regulation within the supply chain of importing butter to China, New Zealand butter to China. In the beginning, I'd like to talk about the general characteristic of butter. Butter is a common dairy product. Originally, butter was made because Asian people want to process milk in their time. So it shows that the raw material for butter is milk. In specific, butter can be seen as a water in oil emulsion, which the model can be seen from the PowerPoint. According to the standards from Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, a part of butter must contain 80% of milk fat and 16% of water with 2% of other salts. And the same standards can be found in Australia and New Zealand food standard codes. There are some fat-soluble vitamin A, D, and E in butter as well. And the butter also has a low melting point, which is about 32 degrees. For the flavor of butter, salted and unsalted are the two common types. They are packaging from the anchor. The up is unsalted and the down is salted. So after the characteristic, there will be moved to the visual supply chain map and the introduction for 5 activities. And this is my visual supply chain map. It started from the raw milk production. The second activity is the butter production. And the third activity is importing butter to China. Okay, next page. The first activity is Chinese retailer selling. And the fifth activity is Chinese consumer buying. However, this presentation is mainly focused on the regulations, and every step has 3 to 2 different influence from regulation. So when we go back, in the first regulation, raw milk production will be influenced by will mainly influence in 3 aspects. First aspect is the dairy cattle. This is mainly related to the animal welfare. Milk quality is another part that will be influenced by the regulations, and this is mainly related to the risk management program. Environment is also be related to need to be highlighted because dairy industry can cause high pollution. It really need to find out the regulations can control the pollution. For the second, the butter processing activity. In this activity, regulation 4 will firstly influence the processing of butter. Because butter is a kind of food, so it will also relate to the food risk management program. Manufacturers need to restrict their activities for MPI. And the market for butter is very special for in New Zealand compared with other countries, because the Dairy Reconstruct Act 2001 states Fonterra has a special status in New Zealand for dairy product. It is a body that controls the price of dairy in New Zealand. However, butter price become very high in recent years. The third activity is exporting butter to China. In this activity, regulation will influence 3 aspects. For the first aspect, there will be regulations excited in the domestic qualified checking. And the shipping is another aspect that will be influenced. And the last aspect in this activity is entry to China. In this aspect, the main body for regulations will transfer to Chinese government department. For the first activity, it is a Chinese retailer selling. In this activity, there are 2 parts that will be involved in regulations. First part is the Chinese domestic food selling regulation. This can be various Chinese government department from for New Zealand company. This can be really difficult for them to face. The second part is the method that retailers are using for selling their New Zealand butter in China. Usually selling is happened in supermarket, and in recent years, selling online has become more and more popular. For the last activity is the consumer buying activity. In this activity, regulations will work on the consumer protection. Generally, the protection is from various bodies, not only the law, government, but also the retailer itself. So, for the two significant regulatory influence, the first I chose is the influence from the RMP. A full name is Risk Management Program. Risk Management Program is regulation which designed to manage the hazards and the labeling of animal materials and products. Hazards may be included in biology, chemical, and physical. This is an important issue because both real milk production and butter processing will be involved, which is covered by Animal Products Act 1999 and Food Act 2014. So RMP need to manufacture to restricted in MPI, and MPI will qualify their appliers and ensure the processing activity work efficiently, be recorded and safe. The second significant regulation influence is the New Zealand-China Free Trade Agreement. This is a significant influence because this presentation is related to exporting butter to China. And New Zealand is the largest butter exporting body in the world, while China is the largest import body in the world. And New Zealand provides 87% of butter that Chinese imported. So after the New Zealand China Free Trade Agreement was signed, New Zealand dairy product will become complete duty-free in 2019. And before that, New Zealand already got a amount of duty-free for butter. It is about 5,000 tons a year. This is really favorable influence for New Zealand dairy butter to China. And this diagram showed the tons. However, there are still two issues that need to mention. First, it is New Zealand butter need to compete with the European butter in Chinese market, because European is also the second largest butter export body. In fact, European butters really have an advantage on family bake in China, compared with New Zealand butter get an advantage on big restaurant hotel. And the second is the Chinese domestic regulation is too complex for food selling, especially for the New Zealand retailer want to directly selling butters to China. The retailers need to face 3 to 4 different regulation departments, and notice that some local rules maybe also be different with the rules from central government and other places. And that's my presentation, and this is reference. Okay, thank you.